Okay, welcome everybody to our presentation. So I'm Trevor, and I'm going to teach you just real quickly today how to set up your spreadsheet for your keyword research. I've got other trainings that talk about this, but this is just sort of to supplement or even augment some of those trainings a little bit and do a better job of showing you how to set this spreadsheet up. Let me just introduce the topic real briefly by saying when you have a website and you're trying to get it ranked in Google, it's really important that you treat each page of your site as a page that can actually get traffic. Okay, let me sort of explain this by drawing it out a little bit. Let me find a quick whiteboard app that I can use here. This will probably work. So your website looks like this, right? So you've got like your main page right here. We're going to call this your home page, right? But what comes off of your home page is usually, if it's an e-commerce store, you're going to have multiple categories coming off of this. Okay. Sorry, I'm drawing with a mouse, so you'll just have to bear with me here. But you'll have one. We'll say in this example, you've got 6 category pages. Okay. And you might have more than that, but you get the point. I'm going to just label these with C's for category. Okay. So you got all these category pages. Excuse me. And then off of the categories here, you're going to have, probably just a number of product pages, right? I'm going to do these even smaller. Yikes, this is hard to do with a mouse, so bear with me here. I really need one of those drawing pads where I can actually use a pen and draw this for you. But we're just gonna label these. These are all product pages, right? We could go through all of our categories, list all of our products, and then there's other pages too here. You've got like we'll say this is the about page. Okay, this is a contact page, and so on and so forth. Right? You've got all these pages that make up, and this is what makes up a website, right? Well, so in order, I guess the way Google looks at your site is they don't look at it as much as like a collective of pages. They look at your site as individual pages that have the possibility of ranking. Okay. So any page on your site that you want to rank in Google, which should be every single one of your products, all of your categories, certainly your home page should be a page that ranks. Maybe your About Us, but probably not. I mean, we don't really care too much about that page ranking. We could try to target it to rank. Contact, maybe. And then you have this would be maybe your returns page. That probably doesn't matter. We don't need that to rank in Google. That's more just for people who are already on the site. So, you got to have the home page, you got to have your products, and you got to have your categories. Those are the non-negotiable. Those are pages that you want to rank in Google, right? Which makes sense, because if we go to Google and just do a quick search here, and let's pretend for a second we're looking for a walkie-talkie. Okay, we do a search for a walkie-talkie. All of these pages that are showing up in Google, these are individual pages here. Okay, these aren't websites. These are pages on the website. This is a page. This is a page. Okay, the website might be, in this case, talkiespy.com. That's the URL. Or this one's midlandusa.com. Here's Best Buy right here. That's the website, but this blue link right here, this just takes you to an individual page. And in Google's estimation, these pages that are showing up here on the first page are very relevant to walkie-talkie, right? So the idea is you make a list of all your pages, and then we're going to assign keywords to these pages. We're going to have goals. We call them target phrases or target keyword phrases. Those are going to be your goals for each of those pages to get a rank. So in theory, if you guys have I don't know, 150 products on your site, maybe 10 categories and a home page. That's 161 possible pages that could get found and ranked in Google. And if you do this right and you assign keywords to all those pages, you have a really, really good chance of seeing each of those pages get some ranking. And if you have that many pages and they're all out there in Google, you might get a lot of traffic. The analogy I always use is it's a little like, if you're on a big fishing boat and your goal is to catch as many fish as possible, your best bet isn't just to throw out one fishing line and wait and catch fish off of the one line, right? If it's legal in your area, you hang off as many fishing lines as you can off of the side of that boat, and the more fish you catch, right? And the reason why that analogy works here is if you've got 161 pages, those are all individual fishing lines that are hanging off the side of the boat, and you can catch fish, or in this case, get traffic and customers using those keyword phrases, okay? So anyway, I hope that makes sense to you guys. So anyway, back to what we're talking about, right? This is a little bit of an aside. This is for you guys that maybe don't understand why we're doing what we're doing today, but I'm going to set up a spreadsheet in Google Sheets to help track all of this, okay? So here's the URL, google.com/sheets is where you're going to want to go. Okay, and when you get there, you're going to want to come and click on this blank sheet right here. We're going to create a brand new sheet, blank sheet, okay? So I'm going to click on that. I like Google Sheets for tracking this. I think this is kind of the best way to do it. And I'm going to use, so our spreadsheet's loading up here, and I'm going to title this spreadsheet. I'm going to call it Keyword Research Report 4, and the site, example site today is called Global Commo. Let me show you what this site looks like. Global Commo is it's our sample site for the day, but its niche is focused in any communication devices with kind of a heavy emphasis in electronics. And so you'll notice their categories up here: skiing commo devices, skydiving, underwater, home commo devices, automotive. So it's kind of an electronics site that focuses on communication products. They have a number of categories here, and if I go into their site, there's going to be a lot of products. In fact, there are a total of wait for it, 163 products right now on the site, right here. Oh, whoops. Sorry, it was loading up right here, 163 products. So what I want to do is I kind of want to list all of these products on a spreadsheet to keep track of them all. If you're not comfortable with spreadsheets, that's fine. Hopefully today you'll be more comfortable after you see me work on this. If you don't want to do this on a spreadsheet and you want to just do it on like with pen and paper or on like a normal Google document, that's fine too. But I have enough of you that like spreadsheets that I'm going to do that as an example today, okay? Now, let me grab a sample spreadsheet really quick. Sorry, I'm on my other computer monitor right now. By the way, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the question section while we're doing this. Let's see here. I want to show you what the columns typically look like, okay? All right, so first column, actually I'm going to change this a little bit. I don't like this sample I'm using. You don't have to do it exactly this way, by the way. So if as I set up the spreadsheet, if you want to do it a little bit differently, that's fine. All right. So I'm going to start with this first box up here, and I'm going to call this page. Okay, this is going to be my page column. This one is going to be my target phrase column, which is the keyword phrase I'm picking for the page. This is going to be my difficulty percentage. Okay, and what I'm doing to go to each cell is I'm just hitting the tab button, or you can use your arrow keys too. I'm going to put volume here. We'll explain what these mean here in just a second. And then we're going to do notes here. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to format this a little bit so it kind of looks nice. So I'm going to highlight these, and I'm going to hit the bold. I'm going to make them a little bigger too. We'll make this like a 14 point on each of these. Okay. And I'm stretching out the columns here too so you can see this a little bit better. Okay. All right, so what are our pages? Well, we have a home page, don't we? So that's number one. We only have one home page, but got a home page. On this site, let me go check out my categories here. I can go through and name my categories. This site has a total of 12 categories. And so I would go through each of these, and I could probably just copy and paste these over. I could highlight here, copy, come over here, and paste. So I could paste these over like that, or you could just type them in. This is automotive commo. Go back here, fashion commo is the next one. And these are categories, and sometimes what I do to kind of distinguish that they're a category page is I'm going to put like a C dash in front of them, so I know what this is. These are categories. So C dash. Next one is home commo. Here's C dash home commo. And we're going to keep working our way down. So I've got all my office commo, skiing commo is the next. So C office commo, C skiing commo, etc. Right? I know I've got more, but we're just going to stop there and just pretend like these are the 5 that we have. I think there's 12, but we'll just go with these 5 for now. Okay. Also, I'm going to color these. I kind of like to format it like this. So I highlight these areas. I come over here to this fill color, and I'm just going to color it a little bit so it looks nice. There we go, like that. You can format it and color it how you want. Maybe you want like a grid, so I'm going to highlight my spreadsheet, and I could come over here and do borders, and I could create a little grid on it if I wanted to. So just some spreadsheet stuff. Like if you're not super comfortable with this, you don't need to go in and add all this editing and formatting. Okay. So well, let's pretend we go down, we get all of our categories here. Now we've got to list all of our products. Now you could go onto your site and you could one by one just list your products. So I could go here to all products. And I could just go through here and just list each one of these. I could copy the title and then come back and paste it here. Usually what I'll do, so I can distinguish that it's a product, I'll do P dash and then whatever the product name is. And then, P dash, product name. Right, and I can go through all of my products. You could manually put them in. I like to distinguish my pages. I like the C's and the P's. It helps me keep things a little more organized. That's one way to do it. It's not the fastest way, I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you the fastest way to do this, and this is one reason why I'm sharing this training with you today, is I'm going to teach you how to export. Okay, so I'm going to export this into a spreadsheet of its own. That way I don't have to go through and do these individually. So I'm going to hit export, okay? Sorry if this looks a little technical. It's actually not all that bad. And I'm just going to hit generate CSV, this purple button right here. And it's going to take just a second, and it's going to load up, showing that it's actually exporting all the data out. What that means, just so you guys know, is it's taking all the product data and it's going to pull it all out at once, and it's going to put it in a spreadsheet file. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up another tab here at the top, and I'm going to go back to Google Sheets, and I'm going to create another spreadsheet, okay? Google.com/sheets. This is a totally separate tab here. I'm going to create another blank spreadsheet, just like we did before. But this time, I'm going to import. So I'm going to go File, and then I'm going to select Import. And since I've just downloaded that file from my products on my website, I'm going to import that in. So I'm going to go here to Upload, and I'm going to find the file and load it in here. So you can click the Select a File from your device button and find it on your computer. In this case, it's down here on Google Chrome, so I'm going to click and just drag it here and drop it, and that's going to start uploading the file. And it'll give me some options here. I'm just going to do Replace Spreadsheet. I'm going to keep all of these as they are, but I'm going to select Replace Spreadsheet and hit Import Data, and that's going to bring in all my products all at once. Now, it's going to bring in a lot of other information about the products, but it's going to bring all the product titles in all at once, which is kind of nice. So here's my new spreadsheet. I'm just going to call this, up here, I'll call this product list, okay? And look how big this spreadsheet is. Look, if I scroll down, there's all kinds of stuff, and it's really long, and it should be, in this case, it says 164 lines, which is about how long, I think we said the site had 163 products on it, so that should be good. You'll see this column D here is the name. This is the product title for each of your items. If I just drag this column out a little bit, you can see the full names of these. So I'm dragging this so we can see. Some of these names are really long, right? So I'm dragging all of this out, and look at all of this. Look at all these products, okay? So rather than me like typing this out, here's the quick trick, right? I'm just going to highlight all of this entire row right here, or sorry, this entire column. I'm just holding my mouse down and coloring all of this highlighted blue. Now it's all highlighted, right? And then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to do copy. And then I'm going to come over to my other spreadsheet right here, and where it says target phrase, or I'm sorry, page, right? We're still adding in the pages. These are all products. I'm just going to put my mouse here, and I'm just going to do paste. And there we go. I just pasted in all of my product titles right here. That saved me a whole bunch of time having to go in here and type all this in. Okay. Now I know it looks kind of funny. These product names are really long. So I can click and drag this out a little bit. But once I start filling in these other columns, like if I put like a 12 here, that's going to cut this off. Or see how line 15 has a really long title? If I come in here and put in, you know, it's got a difficulty of 54, or I'm sorry, that's not the right box. It's this box, difficulty box, 54. See, it'll cut it off. So whatever data I put in, one of the cells next to it cuts off the information there, right? So keep that in mind. You can kind of clean up your spreadsheet that way. And then if you want to keep it all organized, come in here and P dash, right? You might have to come in here and do this on each. I'm no spreadsheet expert, that's for sure, but I do know enough to be dangerous here. So we could go through it here and put these P's in here, okay? That way I know these are all products. So what I've done essentially, guys, in our time together today is I've taken all the pages from my site, from this picture I drew earlier, and I organized them all into this spreadsheet right here, which is really important. So that way, while I'm doing my keyword research, as I'm picking target phrases, I can list them all here, and I can list the data that goes along with them. Now, I'm not going to spend time in today's call going over the data. I've got other trainings on that, and we'll probably spend more time on that later in other trainings. But the whole point of today's call was to help you learn how to organize your spreadsheet, and hopefully now you know how to do that, and you do it in a really quick and effective way, and then you can kind of keep track of things. I think this is really important, and I'll tell you why. The biggest reason is over time, as you're trying to track how well your pages are ranking, it's nice to have a document that tracks all of that information. It tracks what your goal is. Like for my home page on this site, maybe I'm trying, or maybe not my home page, let's say my home or my home commo category page, maybe I'm trying to get this to rank for the words home communication, right? Maybe that's my target phrase. And what's nice about that is I've got that recorded here. And so every so often I could go into Google and I could type in, how am I doing for home communication? Am I ranking on the first page here? I can come in and check, is my website here? And if it is here, great. I can track that in my spreadsheet, right? And while I'm doing my on-site search engine optimization, I can kind of track my progress here because I've got all of my SEO plans laid out in one given spreadsheet. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. Again, if you're not a big spreadsheet person, I get it. Use something else. But if you are, this should help you kind of organize what you're doing and hopefully make it easy for you going forward to keep track of what you're trying to get done with your rankings and SEO on your site. Okay? All right, guys. We'll see you next time, and good luck setting up your spreadsheets.